But right now we're going to start out with Peter Balint. I'm reading his book. It's an amazing book. It's called The Shoe in the Danube, and I think we had a picture of it there. But he's here today to talk about it. He's, in a way, you're a Holocaust survivor.
Yes.
You were a child at the time.
Yes, I was, at the time that my father was killed, I was 9 months old.
Yeah.
I was born in August of '44.
And he only saw you once.
He only saw me once,
Yeah.
held me on his lap. And in a letter to my mother, he referred to me with my name in a diminutive. And in German, the LE at the end of a word means a diminutive, like little.
Yeah, yeah.
So instead of Peter, he called me Peterle. And I didn't know for the longest time that he had actually been aware of me. So it was very poignant when I discovered this letter.
Yeah, because you had, well, I mean, you were too young at the time.
Oh, yes.
Reading the book, I can't find words to talk about it. I don't know how you can talk about it. It's
at times very difficult. It took me about 20 years with a lot of encouragement from some of my family to get this down on paper.
Mm-hmm. And you got help from your sister.
My sister.
The letters and the research that you have put into this to find documents. One of the most poignant things is your father's death certificate, which just said he died.
Yeah.
Not how he
Not
died.
how. Just died in the vicinity of Mauthausen, which Mauthausen was a concentration camp in Austria.
Yeah.
And in the vicinity actually meant that there's a bridge that goes across the Danube just outside Mauthausen. And he was on a march from Mauthausen to another camp.
And the war was almost ended. What, 15 days later or something?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks before the collapse of German Reich.
And so they were trying to kill as many people as they could.
Yeah. And he was shot on that bridge and thrown into the Danube.
Is that how you get the title, The Shoe in the Danube?
No, that's it. You have to wait to the very end of the book.
Yeah.
My mother had bought or bartered for a pair of shoes. This is, just after the war. And she was pushing me in a stroller across the Danube in Budapest. And I took one of my shoes off and chucked it into the Danube. And I still have the other shoe.
Okay.
And it's significant to me in that I'm sure at that time I didn't know anything, but somehow to throw that shoe into the same river
That your father.
that my father had been tossed into was. I'm sorry, I'm breaking up like this.
No, and I am too, because this is such a
because
book.
there's a lot of humor in here too.
Yeah, but the book is so. It's an amazing book. That's all I have to say. And you do have some German in there that and then you translated to show exactly what was said. You brought some pictures with you. Do you want to talk about any of those?
Well, it's just I didn't know how.
Yeah, that's okay. We're good. We're good.
This is when, oddly, I was stationed in the army back in Germany, outside my hometown, where I was raised.
Yeah.
This up here is a picture of my father and my sister and my mother taken in Budapest in 1942.
How did she save all these? How did these pictures must have been when you left Germany?
Yeah.
You left with just suitcases,
Right?
That just to get out.
Yeah.
Everything else was confiscated. How did you bring pictures?
Well, my mother was a remarkable woman.
She was. Oh my gosh.
And
ingenuity doesn't even touch it.
Yeah, I mean, she was a survivor, and she tried to bring back with her a few things to remind her of the life that she'd had with my father and with her daughter. You know, I came late to the party. I was
you were.
I was
Your father wasn't there when you were born.
No.
Yeah.
And there's 8 years between my sister and me. I was an accidental addition to the family. But she managed somehow to get some things that she thought were important with her, including documents. And then later on, some of the family that remained in Budapest sent some things, and we also, my mother's family is German, and the German part of the family also had retained some things that...
Your father was Hungarian.
My father was Hungarian, was a Hungarian Jew. My mother was a German Gentile.
Gentile, yeah.
And...
which was not uncommon.
No, and he was he was not a terribly religious man. Obviously, otherwise he wouldn't have married a Catholic woman. But my mother was not very religious either. So they had a civil marriage, and they got along very well, both while they were in Germany. My father was an executive in a company in Germany.
Yeah, he was a textile factory, wasn't there?
No, that was a business he started in Budapest. After they fled from Germany.
Okay, yeah.
But they fled from Germany right after Kristallnacht.
But he had a high-level job
He had a high-level job
Germany.
in Germany.
Yeah.
He was a managing director.
Yeah.
And after Kristallnacht, it was clear to him that they had to leave.
Yeah.
So 2 suitcases and back. He actually wanted to come to America, but there was no way because he was an Eastern European Jew.
Yeah, yeah. And at that time there was,
impossible. So he went back to Budapest, to his home. His mother was there, one of his sisters still lived there, and one of his cousins helped him establish a little textile business because his family had been for generations in the textile business.
Right, right.
So.
What we're hearing right now is a preamble to the story. What do you want people to take away from your book? Because your book is so touching.
I want people to understand that the situation that we found ourselves in is not unusual. That it had become quite common. And
you mean the anti-Semitism, or
not just anti-Semitism, the fact that you have repeated
dictatorship and
the dictatorship, the repeated requirement to become a refugee, because wherever you are, you're not welcome, or you have to escape a certain situation, and the fact that history, unfortunately, repeats itself. And I mean, I wrote this from 2 perspectives. One is to get some things clear in my own head about my background, who I am, explain myself to maybe some of my friends, and to deal with this continuing rage and anger that I can't get rid of. And it's a personal story. And it's a personal story that starts with the story of the 2 families that I come from. Because you have to understand both the German background and the Hungarian Jewish background in order to explain who I am.
Right, right.
And one of the things that I try to point out in this book is also that one of the greatest experiences that I had was to come to America, because things were so different here.
At the time, and because we were fighting anti-fascism then. Yeah.
Right. And it became clear to me over the years that there's no perfection here either. We have our own problems that we try to deal with. But at least we tried to deal with them until very recently, when things have become pretty scary. I talked to one of the folks that set me up here. My American passport, I've been a citizen for 63 years, says place of birth, Budapest, Hungary. I am afraid to leave the country because who knows, you know? I mean, if somebody looks at my Facebook comments and sees my passport, all of a sudden maybe I won't be readmitted.
Yeah.
It's a scary situation for a lot of people, and I can attest to that firsthand. And I'm not a fearful person, you know? I've taken some chances in my life, and right now the situation really frightens me.
Yeah. I'm going to recommend, we're almost out of time here, I'd like to recommend this book. I think that it's an important book, not just because of Peter's story, but it illustrates what people have to go through. Not just Peter, but many people
Right.
are going through this.
Right.
I mean, you ended up she ended up going back to Germany because you were a child that wasn't allowed, you know, it's like...
And she didn't want to live under a communist regime,
yeah.
and, you know, at that time, her hometown was under American occupation,
yeah.
which is, hey, it's got to be better than living under the Soviets.
So I recommend this book personally, and I've known Peter, and I know that this has affected him. In writing it, it takes a while to be able to put all of these words into a book like this. And Peter, I want to thank you so much for writing this book, because it illustrates a past that we got to remember.
And I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk
Thank
about
you.
it.
And you're giving a lot of talks, so
Yeah.
go check out your local library, because he's going to be at one of your libraries to give his talk and talk more about his photos. Peter, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
here. It's always a pleasure.